Number three, I believe that Alphabet will become the largest company in the world in 2026. Okay, whether it can stay there or not, I don't know, but I think it will at least touch there. Okay, it will overcome Nvidia to be the most valuable company in the world, and it's not far off because right now they are just second place already. Okay, and they are just like 10%. 10% in the stock market is a very small difference. Right, so I do think that they will overtake Nvidia this year. Exactly which month, which day, which hour, I don't know. Right, but I believe that they will overtake Nvidia. Okay. But this is not the invitation to buy Google. Anyway, Alphabet is overvalued. And why would I say so, right? The Gemini 3 model was a very significant change. Okay, prior to this Gemini model, right, Google has been seen as behind the curve, right? ChatGPT has managed to advance their AI model, become the most sophisticated model, and also very popular. The growth rate for the usage is very high, right, and still growing like mad. Okay, and if you recall, how Google responded was they came out with bug first. Anybody even remember this? It was a disaster. It was so crappy. Nobody wants to use it, and even when they changed name to Gemini, it wasn't very impressive. um, Version 1, version 2, it is just seen as Google has lost its touch. Google is behind the curve. Google is not innovative anymore, right? And Google is going to die. Right? Remember they talk about, oh, they cannot keep up with the AI model. They cannot, their search engine will die. People will search using AI. Then people talk about browser, right? Because other AI companies start creating their own AI browser, then Chrome is going to die. Right? There's a lot of all this fear mongering. Then, how Alphabet or Google responded was with this Gemini 3. Okay, so this Gemini 3 became very top end model. For at one point, it was the best. And even as a user myself, I can tell you that Gemini 3 was really better than ChatGPT. Okay, just I would say about last month or 2 months ago I think last month when they launched Gemini 3, and they also have this image creating, right, Nano Banana. I think this is still the best image creator today, right? So you can go and try. Right? As a user, you will know. Better than Sora, which is under OpenAI, and but recently, I think about 1 week or 2 weeks, when ChatGPT came out with 5.2, then ChatGPT went up again, become better. Okay, so this LLM or large language model, right? The intelligence level will keep shifting. Okay, will keep shifting. Now ChatGPT is better again, right? 5.2. Okay, shall I say Gemini is good? Yes, it's still good, but 5.2 is better than Gemini 3. Yeah, that is my own personal experience as well. Right. So recently I started to use more ChatGPT again. Okay. But I will keep trying. See whoever is better. I use Claude as well, but I use it for don't have a paid version, so I don't have access to the higher model. But I heard Claude is the best for coding. So maybe if you are a programmer, I think Claude is something that you should explore right now. Probably it will help you with productivity, right? So if you can code faster, of course, it's better. Okay. But for majority of usage, I would think that ChatGPT, general usage, ChatGPT and Gemini 3, these two are probably the top models that you should be using. So suddenly Google just broke the internet with this Gemini 3, right? And the usage just ballooned, right? Exploded. And suddenly Google is back at the top in terms of LM and in terms of all this model. So that's why I said that don't count Google out of this AI race. In fact, they are in the best position compared to any other companies right now. Right? Even though Microsoft came out with Copilot, wow, make a big hoo-ha, blah blah blah. Now nobody give a shit about Copilot. Right? I don't know whether you use Copilot. I don't use Copilot. Uh, I don't know. I just not in my workflow. And there are people, enterprise also say that they are probably not worth paying for Copilot to use in office. right? Now it's about the services and agentic AI. Agentic AI, yes, but not mature yet, not mature yet. Still in the fringes, okay, not mass market yet. But yes, I agree with you. Eventually, it will be agentic AI that's more useful. Right? Now, admins can uninstall Copilot, okay, but it's more like you don't want to pay more for the subscription, right? Yeah. So these are some of the top models now, right? China also have their LLMs, okay. Some of the LLM stocks are also going crazy, right? So this is Zhipu AI. It's also among the top, right? Okay. So not only Gemini 3 or LLM is back, but if we take a look at Alphabet, right, it almost have everything that every other big tech has. If you talk about Microsoft, very strong in Office, productivity, but Alphabet all along has, very strong G Suite that's for businesses. Yes, many major big corporation or government will still use Microsoft Office, especially Singapore government agencies. They all use Microsoft, cost safer. DBS also use Microsoft. Uh, the smaller company or SMEs, increasingly, I think, especially younger companies, would use G Suite because it's cheaper and I don't know, just more convenient. Okay, personally, I use both, but I'm a Gmail user, right? Rather than really an Outlook user. Chrome rather than Microsoft Edge, right? So it does have its own subscription where it probably eats off some of the market share in Office over the years. And in terms of mobile devices, right, even you don't talk about, okay, Pixel hardware cannot fight with even other China brands, in terms of the usage and the adoption, right, it's not there yet. But Android is the operating system alternative to iOS, right? In fact, there are more Android systems around the world than iOS. So in terms of mobile, Alphabet is there too. Google Pay is there, right? In terms of social media, yes, you think of Meta, you think of ByteDance, but Alphabet YouTube is very successful, and it's not really replaceable by other social media networks, right? And it has dominated the TV space as well, right? And and it's even if I'm not wrong, higher revenue than Netflix. Okay, so it's still very powerful, right, in that aspect. And if you take a look at Amazon, right, it has your AWS, Amazon Web Services, AWS, sorry, AWS, AWS. Okay, and Alphabet or Google was a late player, right, late comer. They were third, but they managed to grow it and it's profitable now, right, and it's now AI ready as well. Okay, then talk about Nvidia, dominate the GPUs, right, for AI, who are printing money with GPUs. But with the launch of Gemini 3, okay, Gemini 3 model was trained by TPUs, which is the tensor processor unit. This is designed, co-developed with Broadcom. Okay, so it's as good as it can do AI using Alphabet hardware. Right? Then you talk about Tesla got your trying your robo taxi. Waymo has way more robo taxi than Tesla today. Waymo is already commercialized, already used in many cities in US. Tesla is still on trial. Okay, so you can see, right, almost anything that other big tech competitor, other Max 7 have, Alphabet also have. So on that itself, it should be bigger than the rest of the big tech. Agree? And on top of that, Alphabet have things that others don't have, right? Search engine. Okay, they deny their monopoly. It is a monopoly. Who use any other search engine? Okay, even if you use, it's not significant, right? And Google Maps is also very dominant. And Google Maps can be integrative with a lot of other things that they sell, right? Like powering Waymo, devices, right, as a layer, consumer facing review, find the good food, find your way around. You can also integrate with your G Suite so that you can go for your next meeting, whatever, right? Or everything can be integrated. Okay, so actually Alphabet has a lot of all these pieces, and a lot of them are very synergistic. Okay, and this is how they position themselves in AI play. And I will say that they are the only one that is vertically integrated compared to any other companies out there. In terms of hardware, they have, right? Their TPU is quite up there one. And these AI chips are used to power their servers that is also in Google Cloud. And they also can sell this chip to other cloud companies. Okay, like for example, Meta doesn't offer cloud services, but they also use a lot of AI chips and servers. So instead of buying from NVIDIA, now some of this company will do a hybrid. I buy some NVIDIA GPUs and I can also buy TPUs, which probably will be much cheaper. Okay, and something that NVIDIA is very scared of right now is that NVIDIA GPU is very good for training. It's very good for AI training. You cannot fight, right? But GPU is not so good for inference, or too powerful for inference. Inference means that after the AI is trained, you use it. It is in operation. So by right, NPUs or neural processing units, which TPU is a type of NPU, is better for inference. Okay, so NVIDIA will lose relevance in inference as more and more model becomes trained. Then your training demands will go down, your inference demand will go up. And that means that the demand for GPU will go down over time. And that's why NVIDIA bought a company that does inference, so that they can be relevant even after all the training is done. Okay, so today there are also other companies that are already using TPUs, like Salesforce and Anthropic. Anthropic is the company behind Claude, right? Then this TPU is also in Google Cloud. Google Cloud will also have GPU, right? They will have all sorts of things so that they can offer different kind of AI services and packages to the customers. So they can sell this AI cloud service to other companies, sell this capacity to other LLM companies. For example, Mistral AI, Anthropic, Cohere, AI21, all these are customers of Google Cloud that use its chips to do training, inference, whatever. Then with the Gemini model, right, which can also be offered, which is offered as one of the models in Google Cloud, because Google Cloud can have many models, all the open source model, like even DeepSeek, like your Quen from Alibaba, will be available on this kind of cloud services. So as a programmer or AI researcher or AI user, you can choose what model you want to use, right? So Gemini will also be one of the models that's there. Okay, and we just now already mentioned it's one of the top end LLM model, right? It's up there with ChatGPT, okay, claiming the top space. On and off, they will take turn to oust each other off the top space, okay, which is good for us, right? Because we get to use a much better model every time, and it can also be licensed to other user. Like just last week, right? Apple has chosen Gemini to run its series model. Okay. And also Gemini launched its shopping agent. Now, you know, especially give you a cheat code. I don't know whether you use it, but I find that AI is very good at picking gifts. Okay? You just roughly describe the person who you want to give the gift to, and then they will usually suggest very good gifts. And now you can directly buy. You don't even need to go to checkout, go to the basket, go and select yourself, right? So that's how AI chatbot are become more and more useful for different aspects of your lives. Okay, then this Gemini is also packaged into their G Suite, just like Microsoft packaged Copilot into their Office. So same thing, you have a pro version, you can summarize email, you can get auto responses or suggested replies. You can ask AI to summarize documents, all sorts of things. Okay, so it's all embedded into our services. Same thing into your Android phones, right? So you have a Gemini AI assistant, right? And there's also AI search summary, okay, which probably likely also will be using the Gemini model to do it. So you can see it's a lot of synergy that Google is building throughout its product suite, from hardware to infrastructure to models to consumer products. Okay, no other company has managed to integrate everything, right? Even Microsoft, yes, they've been designing their own chip, but it's not there yet. They have Azure, right, which is stronger than Google Cloud, but they don't have their own model. Microsoft has ditched their own model and they decided to use ChatGPT as a model for their Copilot. And increasingly, they're also thinking of trying to win off ChatGPT and go to Anthropic, but still, it's some other people's model. And yes, they have Office, but they don't have OS in the mobile space, right? You realize the OS is only Windows, which is very laptop, desktop based. And Microsoft totally lost out on the mobile era, right? Then Bing search is like non-existent. So you realize if you compare any other big tech, they are not so integrated in the AI play as Alphabet is. So with all these product suites touching everything that other big tech has, and the most integrated AI play, I believe that Alphabet has to be the most valuable company in the world. Okay, so at 4 trillion, they just crossed it. I don't think it's the end of the story for them. Probably it's just the beginning. Okay, it's just that they are still overvalued at this point in time. Okay,